Some illustrations, especially those from animations, don't have much detail and use simple colors, but they still look very appealing. Why is that? What is the secret behind it? Take my illustrations as an example. It's clear that my anatomy isn't great. There's not much detail, and the colors are quite plain. But they look okay, right? This is because of composition. Composition is a different language, unlike perspective and color theory, which require a lot of practice. Having a basic understanding of composition can significantly improve your artwork. In this video, I'll share how to learn composition, address two main issues: where the sense of form comes from, how to arrange elements, also how to practice in some immediately usable techniques. The process of designing a composition involves creating abstract shapes first, then incorporating concrete elements. Therefore, the first thing we need to train is our way of observing. When we look at a painting, it's easy to get distracted by elements such as details or colors, and it's easy to overlook the shapes and trends in the composition. However, these are often the key to making the painting look appealing. For example, in this painting, of course, the colors are also very good. But what makes it look great is more about its shapes and trends. Let's see what happens when we ignore complex shapes and simply simplify the bushes to circles. It immediately enhances the sense of form. However, simplification alone is not sufficient. Here are some exercises I did last year on simplifying shapes. They are really bad because they are overly simplified and lack logic. When we draw more complex objects, how do we create a sense of form? We can start by focusing on the use of lines. We can observe that the outlines of the masters are very concise. First, develop the habit of ignoring small details and summarizing them with clean lines. There is a technique called CSI. It involves using only curves, straight lines, and S-shaped lines. For example, if you outline a flower using only its outer contour, usually with curves, it may not look good. Here is the version using CSI. CSI simplifies real shapes, and the contrast between curves and straight lines makes the composition more interesting. My habit is to primarily use straight lines, with curves as embellishments. This is because straight lines have stronger tension. The force of a circle is inward. The force of a polygon made of straight lines is outward. The same flower, when using more straight lines, will have a different feel. When you think about simplification choices, you are training your shape-thinking skills. This skill helps you draw things with a better sense of form. By combining the skills of shape and CSI, you can significantly enhance the sense of form in your drawings. This is how to use this combination. This painting demonstrates how objects can be simplified into basic shapes. The composition is made up of circles and triangles. We can use a similar approach, such as with this flower, simplifying it using circles and triangles. When sketching, we can approximate its outer contour with a circle and utilize CSI techniques. This method helps to achieve a stronger sense of form. You might notice that compared to initial sketches, the final drawing shows a more distinct and organized hierarchy. This concept relates to the shapes hierarchy. We can simplify it as large, medium, and small. This is a concept commonly discussed in design. We can observe that flames are essentially triangular shapes with several small holes dug inside. We can start by drawing a triangle as the primary shape. Then, carve out several secondary shapes, paying attention to the rhythm to avoid repetition. Finally, add some tertiary shapes as details. We can understand it as the amount of information. Too many tertiary shapes will become secondary shapes. To achieve a sense of order in a composition, the information hierarchy needs to be balanced. Lines are also a type of information. When I use thicker lines for the character's outer contour, the character becomes the main focus, and the background is secondary. Here's a simple formula for line art. The hierarchical relationship of lines is based on thickness. The outer contour lines are the thickest. The primary structure is drawn with secondary thickness lines. Use the thinnest lines for details. You can also add small blocks of color in areas not exposed to light. This can immediately improve the quality of the line art. The above are methods to enhance the sense of form. Next, we will discuss how to arrange the elements. An illustration usually consists of 3 elements: characters, props, background. Because I'm not very good at drawing attractive characters, I typically use other elements to accentuate the them. At least in this composition, the character can look good. The elements in this illustration are very simple, consisting only of the character and props. The flowers and the IV bag can be considered secondary shapes, and the petals can be considered tertiary shapes. I added tertiary shapes to this composition to create a sense of circulation. This is for designing the overall structure of the composition. Let's first look at how to arrange a single repeating object. Design has 10 principles. Among them, contrast, proportion, and rhythm are more suitable for use in illustration. For example, arranging 5 stars in a row is called repetition in design. However, such an arrangement feels unnatural. Of course, some styles of illustration might use this kind of arrangement. My understanding of arranging elements is to intentionally create an unintentional effect, which means avoiding repetition. The most common methods are size contrast and quantity contrast, the 5 stars mentioned earlier. If there is size contrast, it will be more enriched, but it still appears intentional. Adding quantity contrast will make the arrangement look more natural. The butterflies in my illustration use this method. Just arranging them like this seems very intentional. But with the addition of quantity contrast and size contrast, it appears more natural. Additionally, there's the rhythm created by proportion. Many people mention the golden ratio. However, I find it very difficult to apply in my work. Here's how I understand it. It can be a reference. Take a canvas, divide it once, then divide it again. The large, medium, and small divisions can be understood as a 6:3:1 ratio. The division of hair also follows large, medium, and small. The division of weapons follows large, medium, and small as well. The large, medium, and small divisions form the foundational code of aesthetics. When the illustration contains multiple objects, there must be one that is the main subject. If you want to show everything, you show nothing. Therefore, we need visual guidance methods to tell the audience who the main subject is. This mainly involves using trends to guide the eye and highlighting through contrast. Contrast is easy to understand. A large circle among a group of small circles naturally stands out as the main subject. Color differences also easily highlight the main subject. The tricky part is the contrast between dense and sparse outlines. If a lawn is filled with weeds, there's no focal point. But if you add a tree, the tree becomes the main subject. Then there's trend guidance, which I use in almost all my illustrations. For example, in this illustration, the way the eye is guided is very direct. Some artists may approach it very subtly. If you haven't encountered this concept before, it might be hard to see. The principle behind these techniques is very simple. Gestalt theory. Human vision is holistic. Our brains automatically fill in this triangle. There are 2 important principles, the principle of similarity and the principle of closure. This is not a closed line, but visually we automatically fill in the blanks to form an enclosed space. If we cut too much, we won't see it as a whole, but adding some lines in the middle, we can see it as a line again. The principle of similarity. When observing things, people often automatically merge nearby or similar things together. Using this principle, we can create flow with repeated elements. A character can be seen as a straight line. Repeating butterfly elements can create an S-shaped flow, making the picture more interesting. So, how to actually practice them and use them in our own works? Instead of focusing on the entire painting, you can start with designing object combinations. Randomly choose 2 or 3 objects and find ways to combine them. For example, jasmine flowers, the moon, and a strange sculpture. The objects themselves are not that important. Think in terms of shapes. As long as the outer contours are emphasized, the lines within small objects are merely decorative. Or you can extract structures and flow from other artists' paintings and use the same structure to create your own works. For example, I used the same structure from this painting to create my own work. Then, as I was studying other artists, I summarized some common structures and started experimenting with different compositions. If you're interested in how I extract structures from other artists' works and design my illustrations, support me on Patreon. Thank you for watching.